Well, lo and behold, there was somebody named April. She was a doll. And I liked her, but I do remember the first time I ever met her. And this is the woman who's going to become my wife. I had a class in the basement of the auditorium. There was a rehearsal area, and the class was in the rehearsal room. The first time I went to that class, I was standing behind this lady, and she had on bib overalls. She knows this is true, but will be embarrassed to hear it. And the brand of the bib overalls was Madewell. And so it said Madewell across the back of her bib overalls. And I'm standing behind her, and I said something fresh like, "Well, you can say that again." And she turned and looked at me, and I introduced myself. That's the moment I met the love of my life and the woman I've been with ever since. I wanted to ask her out, but I didn't have the courage to do it. So I remember one day, and I don't remember which of the classes it was an afternoon class, and I said, "Well, what are you doing the rest of the day?" And she said, "Oh, I have to study." Now, she worked at the university library at a student work program. But at that afternoon, she said, "I'm headed back to my apartment." And I did have the phone number because I had a directory of students or something. I sped to my own apartment, which was some distance away, and tried to time it. So I called about the time she arrived. And I asked her to go to the ballet with me. So on Friday night, April and I went to the ballet, and we went out afterwards with another one of my graduate student friends, and he was married, and his wife, and we had a few brews. When I took April home, she said, "Are you a sports fan?" "I'm a fanatic." And I said, "Yes." She goes, "I happen to have 2 tickets to the Michigan State Notre Dame hockey game tomorrow night. Would you like to go?" So I always joke, our first date was to the ballet. She thought I was a cultural person. Our second date was to an ice hockey game, and I thought she was a huge sports fan. We were both probably somewhat misled, but it worked out well. And then after the hockey game, we went out to eat for a late dinner on Saturday night. And she said, "What mass do you go to?" Well, first of all, I'm not Catholic, but I didn't want to mess anything up. So I said to her, "Oh, it varies." And she goes, "Well, I always go to the 9 o'clock at the student parish." I didn't even know where the student parish was. But I said, great. And then she just said, "I'll meet you there." So I've always maintained first date ballet, second date hockey game, third date church. And I am certainly a committed and have been a committed Catholic for many, many years. But it started there because that was the one time a week I knew I could see her. She would always go to Mass with me. And so I was going to Mass every week. And I became quite enamored with her. Well, I fell head over heels in love, that's what it was.